Hi everyone, I'm Emily, and today we are chatting with Mike Robinson, who is the Executive Director of Community Relations, Fan Development, and our Internship Coordinator. We're going to learn about his story, about how he got started with the Fightins and where he's at today. So Mrob, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And you always knew that you wanted to work in sports eventually, and now you're a football coach and you work in minor league baseball. What did it take for you to get to that place?
Basically, I came here in 1993 looking for a part-time job, and I met with Chuck Domino. We talked for about 15 minutes. He said, matter of fact, I have a job for you, if you would like it, is an usher. And I said, sure. And that's how it started. What happened was I became an usher. I really liked what I did, the customer service part of it, and I enjoyed helping people.
You've come a long way from being an usher and now being the person that's in charge of that, and along the way you also kind of worked as a season ticket liaison. How important is it to connect with the people that you work with?
That's really important. Like I said, customer service is number one in this industry. It gave me outlook of what people wanted, and to basically give them an opportunity to learn and grow as a franchise here at the stadium. And also, the biggest part of the customer service part is we always have to make people happy here at the Fightin Fields.
You do a really good job of keeping fan engagement, fan development, and all those people really happy with the product. We have a lot of great long-term fans that love to come to the park and people out in the community. What would you say is the biggest part of your job as community relations?
The biggest part of my job is just being out there in the community, networking with all the businesses and sponsors. I'm also on I'm on the Salvation Army board. I'm also on the Caron Foundation board and Hawk Mountain board. And that's really important to me and also to the Fightin Fields, getting them involved in everything we do.
And a lot of times you'll take players out with you into the community and do a lot of outreach in that regard. Do you think that's important for the players as they grow as both on the field and off the field as people?
It's definitely important, especially at the AA level, especially here in Reading.
Well, you have done such a good job in making First Energy Stadium really a place to be for both the players and for all of the fans. We have players coming back all the time raving about their time at First Energy Stadium. And I know that you've had a really influential role in being a part of that. How do you feel like that has influenced you as a person?
It definitely made me see what it takes to be a player, just to be noticed out there in the community. And it gives me the opportunity to network a little bit more with the community and give the fans something that they like to see. When I take the players out to a baseball camp or to a school, I get great gratification from that, and the players also do that.
Now, you've dealt with a lot of younger kids, all the way from kids in middle school to now the players that you coach, and then obviously as a part of the internship coordinator. How would you say it's important to be able to connect with those people and interact with young adults?
It's really important, especially in our business. The interaction is important at our games. Just being on the phone, period. When fans call for different opportunities to be here, if it's booking a group or season tickets and things like that. So the interaction is very, very important, along with the networking.
Do you see yourself in a lot of these kids that you coach, or the kids that come here and try to get a position?
I do. It was one of those things that I feel like, you have to get yourself out there. And it's very important that, even though you don't know a person, you have to interact with them. And that helped me grow, being here and as a football coach also.
And as someone who grew up in this community and is now helping to see that community flourish and prosper, what's that like for you?
I'm very grateful. I love this community, Reading and Berks County. And I know the Fightin Phil's franchise is a big part of that. Because when people come here, I love to see when they leave here that they had a great time. You know, they say, I love the fireworks, you had a great time, love the food, everything about it in between inning contests. That's really important. And so when they leave here, we want to set a big example in the community.
Looking back on your experiences and all the success that you've gotten to today, is there any specific piece of advice that comes to mind that you would give younger people looking to get into this industry, or even people like myself who are just starting out?
Most important thing, again, is networking. Doing an internship. We have shadowing programs here at the Fightin Phil's, also full-time internship or a seasonal game day internship. That gives you an idea of what we do, how we do it, and why we do it here at the Fightin Phil's. And the experience is second to none here at the Fightin Phil's, and that's really important. So for a young person, I would say, you know, don't be afraid to network. Knock on the door like I did, to go into Chuck's office and see what's available. And, you know, take advantage of that opportunity.
And how do you deal with setbacks that might come along that road?
Basically, you know, there's going to be setbacks, especially getting into this business. You have to be persistent because everything's not going to go your way, especially in the sports world, because it's very competitive. But, you know, just keep knocking on the door, keep reaching out to people, getting that experience, and it could lead you to, you know, a better job.
Of course. Now we'll just do a couple quick lightning round questions. What would you say is your proudest accomplishment?
I think one of my proudest accomplishments is basically seeing my interns grow, get a full-time job out there. I have interns that work for Miami Dolphins, Augusta, the team in Augusta, all over the country pretty much, and seeing them grow. And you know, I remember when they were young, and now I see they're executives now. That's really important for me, and that's a real accomplishment. I want to see them grow and be the best they can be.
Wow, that's such a great answer to that question. Wow. What is your favorite Fightin Phil's on-field event?
I would say the small foods race. I love when the kids come with me out by the deck. They're usually excited or nervous, and I have to explain to them, you know, what they have to do. And I said, all you have to do is run, and everybody wins. And we give them tickets and things like that. And I get, it's real enjoyment to see those kids, you know, their face brighten up, and they remember that.
Yeah, they definitely have a memorable experience here at the ballpark. Who is your favorite Fightin's mascot?
I would say the crazy hot dog vendor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's not a mascot, but he's part of our mascot team.
Right.
He's enthusiastic. He brings joy to the crowd, and he has a heck of an arm.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, speaking of hot dogs, last question, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog is not a sandwich.
No.
I wouldn't say. I don't eat hot dogs myself.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a sandwich.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Rob, and I appreciate hearing your story and learning a lot about how you got your start and to see your success now. It's really inspiring.
Thanks for having me, Emily.